Hello, this is teddygaming and welcome back to a review on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tmnt, the RW ongoing series, issue 141. And yeah, this issue, I'd say, is the new golden age for Turtles, and there's just so much I love about this issue, and so much stuff in this issue I'd say that saying out loud just sounds so crazy, despite this being Ninja Turtles. But this just feels like the golden age of Turtles, with Raph being in prison for being falsely accused of murdering someone, Jenika doing makeup and stuff like that, Donnie going crazy about the future, Mikey wanting to go into, I think it was LA, and yeah, it's just so crazy when you say it, when you say it all out loud. But my god, this has to be the new golden age of Turtles, and I'm loving every second of it. Okay, so with this review, I don't know how else to really go about this one, just because this whole issue was all over the place with all the stories, which I do like because I'll set up a lot of stuff for the future for characters and where they could go and stuff like that, which I do think is really good, but at the same time, they just have this like all over the place, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, so let's quickly talk about Donatello and Mona Lisa scenes. They were like pretty short, I think it was only a page or two. So in here we do get to see Donatello's opening up and talking to Mona Lisa about the books which she stole from the future. Now in these scenes we do get to see Mona Lisa, she's going through the books and trying to like go through and find out what's really happening and like solve all the equations. And that's pretty much where I do leave off with this bit here. We don't really get to find out too much about this scene or what they're going to do next and stuff like that. I'll just say that with this scene overall, I'd say it was okay at best. I don't know what they're going to do with this scene going forward, but I do think that it's pretty interesting what they could do with the future and stuff like that, with Armageddon, time travel. It could be interesting, depending how far they want to go with this stuff. And also, something which was pretty interesting and surprising was the fact that they do mention that these crystals which they took from the thin place are made out of mission, which I thought was pretty interesting, but at the same time, I don't really know what that information is really going to be useful for, so I don't know if they're going to be doing something with that. I know that the whole thing with magic is just something or science which we don't understand yet. So I guess maybe in this universe they do actually know how to use magic and stuff like that, and it's like a form of science. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm doing that and it's there, it's cool, yeah. Okay, so with the Mikey and Leo scenes, there's not really too much I can really talk about with these ones either, just because it's more or less they're just there and sort of setting things up for the future, sort of not really, but we do get to see Bob, he's in the lair, meeting Carmen and stuff like that, and Mikey gets something cool about Cersei, and talking about going to LA and stuff like that, which I do think is quite interesting, and I am really interested to see where they do take this storyline. And I do hope they do actually take Mikey to LA, just because I would like this to go down more the routes of the Volume 4 TMNT, where all tales are split up in multiple different locations. And I have to say that if they do go down the direction of actually making this a bit more like Volume 4, with all tales in different locations, I do think that this could be a really good story element for this story, I'd say, and really make it feel more different and more unique compared to other stories they've done in this universe, and would definitely like to see that. And who knows, maybe we could see something like what it did in Volume 4, where Mikey goes to the beach and, you know, does stuff with Regenta Cersei, and yeah, less said about that the better, but still, I think that if they do go down that route, it could be interesting, depending on what they do with it. But yeah, I do hope Mikey does go off to LA to see Cersei. And yeah, so then the only other bit in this bit, we do get to see Bob, Carmen, Leo, and Mikey. They're out doing patrols, he stops someone and beats some people up. And yeah, there's not really too much I can really say there, it's just one of those scenes that's just there for the characters being up a character. And yeah, it's pretty cool to see all this action and stuff like that. But again, not really too much I can really say about this bit here. Okay, so then for the Raph and Jenika scenes, which I have to say is probably the best part about this issue. So first off, we start off with Raph in prison being falsely accused of murder, and yeah, that sounds crazy and stupid, but it just works so well, and I just love that. And yeah, I don't know what else to really say about it. It's just amazing to see Raph in prison, and yeah, it's just so great. But one thing which I will say here, there was a little mistake here with Monty Moose saying to the other character in the room, saying that he's a ninja, and we're repeating now going, he's ninja. So I think there might be a little mistake on their part, or unless I'm reading it wrong, but you know, a little mistake there. And then we do get to see Raph calls up Jenika, and she's having a makeover done with Sheena, and Yeah, saying out loud that Raph's in prison calling out Jenika and a makeover just sounds so stupid, but it just works so well. And again, give me so many fast forward vibes, which I just love so much. But do get to see Jenika go down to the police station, bails Raph out, and yeah. So then after that, we do get to see Raph and Jenika go out and go investigate the murder, and this leads them to go off to find the weasels. And yeah, I do find this to be pretty interesting just because we don't get to see Alepex in this scene, which I do find really weird, but it is what it is. And we do get to see the weasels just go off and attack the turtles, which I must admit, I do find that really weird and really strange, but it's going off and attacking them for no real reason whatsoever. I know that Alepex has sort of corrupted them into thinking that they're bad and stuff like that, but I don't know, it just feels a bit weird that it's going out there and just attacking them for no real reason. And then, out of nowhere, we do get to see Leatherhead has returned. He beats up Jenika and bites into her leg, and then runs through one of the weasels. And yeah, I must admit here, it was pretty interesting to see Leatherhead come back, and this is not the way that I was expecting him to be in this issue, but I do like his more animalistic side of him, which I do think works really well for his character. And also, I really like his design with the like skull electric red thing in his stomach. I don't know, that works really well for him, and it looks so cool, but I don't really know what it is. So, yeah, it's cool, but what? So then afterwards, we do get to see Raph, Jenika and Weasels meet up with Leo and Mikey. And then again, here's where another mistake comes up. We do get to see Raph tells Leo about Leatherhead. And then that's when Mikey asks him a very stupid question. Mikey asks Raph if Krang was inside Leatherhead. Now, the thing is with this, is the fact that Mikey was there when he was taking down Krang, and when Krang got shot, and they knew he died. Like, how did Mikey not know that Krang was not in Leatherhead? That was a pretty big mistake, considering that he was right there in the room where he died. And, you know, I'm not trying to make a big deal of this, but come on, this is a very stupid mistake. Yeah, God, yeah. So then for the final few pages, we do get to see Venus has visions of Leatherhead going to Dr. Jasper Barlow. And with this bit here, I don't really know what to really make of it, just because it was so short, and also they're sort of like setting things up for the future, which I don't know where they're going to take things. So I do think that this little bit here could be cool and really great and interesting, depending on whether they do take things. So I can't really say too much on it now just yet, but I do think that what I've seen so far with Venus here and with Dr. Jasper Barlow was pretty cool and really great. But I do think it's going to be interesting to see where they do take the storyline next, just because with Venus, Dr. Jasper Barlow, Leatherhead, all in this bit here, but these are basically all new characters in this universe who don't have any sort of storylines or anything like that. So I just think that it's going to be pretty interesting to see where they do take all these characters next, just because we don't really have a good understanding of these characters just yet, so it could be cool to see where they do take all of them. But yeah, overall this issue was just, oh god, it was amazing, so great. I love the artwork in this issue. The artwork is amazing in this issue, so great. And then the story is just so great. Like stuff like, if you say it out loud it sounds crazy, but it works so well. And with how many like fast forward vibes they're giving me, it just couldn't be better. Yeah, overall I have to say that this issue is another really great solid one. I can't wait for the next issue. I mean, I just wish that these issues would come out a lot faster now. I'm really getting into like Sophie Campbell's story writing now. I do think that before like Mutant Town stuff, she was very limited to what she could be able to write. But I think now with what she's wanting to do and has a clear plan where she wants to take things, I think this is honestly the best like story we've gone like from her writing in a very long time. So I can't wait to see where to take things. And yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. If you do something, please share, let's just grab no stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.